Golden bombshell. Gary Lovingston secretly dating Theresa Nist, August 15th, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Family US fans. Bachelor in Paradise viewers saw golden contestants Gary Lovingston and Leslie Fima form a close friendship and possible romance on season 10. But one Bachelor Nation fan dropped a major bombshell that Gary is secretly dating Theresa Nist. Keep reading for more on this shocking rumor. Gary Lovingston and Leslie Fima reunite after Bachelor in Paradise exit. Gary Lovingston and Leslie Fima were the first to be eliminated once Bachelor in Paradise changed format from a dating show to a competition for $500,000. They were among the couples with the lowest scores during that week's challenge. When leaving the show, Gary assured viewers that he would stay in touch with Leslie and possibly pursue a romance. During a recent podcast appearance after their exit, Leslie clarified that she's just friends with Gary for now. She mentioned that they live in different states, which makes dating difficult. But then Gary posted a video on social media of him and Leslie hanging out at Lake Tahoe. They certainly looked cozy for just friends. Is he secretly dating Theresa Nist? Leslie Fima and Theresa Nist were in competition on the first Golden Bachelor season for Jerry Turner's love. Jerry chose Theresa, though their relationship ended shortly afterward. If one Bachelor Nation fan is to be believed, Leslie and Theresa are again involved in a love triangle, this time with Gary Lovingston. A fan claimed that Theresa and Gary have been secretly dating for months. Another fan unearthed a photo of Theresa and Gary at Lake Tahoe, though it was unclear when it was taken. There isn't any verified proof that Gary and Theresa are dating, but stranger things have happened in the Bachelor Nation franchise. Golden Bachelor contestant claims Gary Lovingston had history with Nancy Holkauer. Gary Lovingston got ribbed by the other Golden men for being the playboy of Bachelor in Paradise. Gary was a hot commodity, going on several dates and hangouts with the senior women. In fact, Leslie Fima claimed on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast that Gary had a pre-show history with Nancy Holkauer. Leslie didn't know the details and whether it was texting or DMs. However, Leslie said Nancy only joined the show for Gary. Furthermore, Leslie said that Kathy Schwartz told her that Gary was only there for Nancy. Nancy and Gary did enjoy a cacao-fueled date, but then Gary gave his rose to Leslie and Nancy went home. Gary and Leslie teamed up on the next challenge, which ultimately was their demise. If the rumors are true, Gary Lovingston has his choice between Leslie Fima, Theresa Nist, and Nancy Holkauer. What do you think about the rumors that Gary and Theresa are dating? Could you see them as a couple in the Golden Lane? A grainy shot taken from across the candlelit patio of a chic Napa Valley restaurant. Two figures leaned close, the warm glow of hanging string lights casting a halo around them. One was unmistakably Theresa Nist, the poised, radiant woman America had watched fall in love with Jerry Turner on the first season of The Golden Bachelor. The man opposite her. At first glance, some thought it might be a cousin, maybe a longtime friend. But then the fan blogs lit up. That's not just anyone, that's Gary Lovingston. Gary, 71, had been a quiet, almost mysterious contestant from an earlier season of The Golden Bachelorette. Though he didn't make it to the final rose ceremony, he left an impression. Articulate, silver-haired, with an old-school, gentlemanly charm. He disappeared from the spotlight after filming, making him the perfect candidate for a secret romance. By morning, Bachelor Nation had a new obsession. Who is Gary Lovingston? Before the whispers became deafening, most fans only had a vague recollection of Gary. Born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, he was the kind of man who still wrote handwritten thank you notes. A widower, he had been married for nearly 40 decades before losing his wife to cancer. His intro package on The Golden Bachelorette painted him as a man of deep values, someone who cooked Sunday dinners from scratch, volunteered at the local animal shelter, and played jazz piano in his spare time. He wasn't flashy, he didn't fight for camera time. In fact, he had such a low-key edit that fans were stunned when he was eliminated halfway through the season. I think he was too genuine for reality TV, one former producer later admitted to a podcast. He didn't play the game, which is why seeing him with Theresa raised so many eyebrows. Theresa's post-Gary glow or rebound. Theresa Nist's journey on The Golden Bachelor had been the fairy tale everyone rooted for. She and Jerry shared emotional heart-to-hearts, whispered about second chances, and eventually got engaged in a finale that left millions teary-eyed. But fairy tales have their own timelines, and sometimes they end quietly. After a whirlwind wedding special, subtle clues hinted at strain. Fans noticed fewer Instagram posts together. Jerry was spotted golfing in Indiana without his wedding ring. Theresa attended charity galas alone. By the time People magazine confirmed their split 8 months later, Bachelor Nation was split between Heartbreak and I Saw It Coming. Theresa kept her post-Gary life surprisingly private until the night she was spotted with Gary, the Napamite that started it all. Witnesses recall the scene. The couple arrived separately, but sat down together at a tucked-away corner table. Gary wore a navy blazer over an open-collar white shirt. Theresa, in a simple cream wrap dress, laughed easily, leaning forward as Gary gestured animatedly with his wineglass. They weren't hiding, one diner told Life and Love Weekly, but they also weren't flaunting. It felt intimate. You could just tell they liked each other. And then came the moment that sent the photo viral. Gary reaching across the table, placing his hand gently over hers. Bachelor Nation goes detective mode. Within hours of the photo hitting Instagram, Bachelor fans had dissected every pixel. Zoomed-in images of Theresa's hand revealed a gold bracelet she'd never worn on the show. Reddit threads compared the background lighting to known Napa restaurants. TikTok sleuths identified the wine bottle on the table as a $110 Cabernet from a winery famous for romantic getaways. It's not just dinner, one fan declared in a video that racked up 1.2 million views. This is a date. But the real smoking gun came days later when another fan spotted the pair at a small art gallery in Soma. They were reportedly browsing hand-painted ceramics and, yes, holding hands. Are they really a couple? The tricky part about Gary and Theresa's potential romance is that neither of them fits the typical spill everything on Instagram mold. Gary doesn't even have a verified social media account. Theresa posts rarely, and when she does, it's usually photos of her garden, her grandchildren, or inspirational quotes about resilience. However, a source close to the couple, a phrase every tabloid loves, told Golden Insider that Gary and Theresa have been spending time together for several months and really enjoy each other's company. The source emphasized they're taking it slow, but also hinted that the chemistry is undeniable. Why keep it a secret? There are a few theories swirling around Bachelor Nation forums. Protecting privacy. After her very public split with Jerry, Theresa might simply want to keep this new chapter low-key until she's sure it's right. Avoiding fan backlash. Some hardcore Golden Bachelor fans remain fiercely Team Jerry, and any new romance for Theresa could be met with side-eye. Contractual restrictions. Former contestants are sometimes bound by post-show agreements that limit public appearances with potential romantic partners. Whatever the reason, the secrecy has only made the rumors juicier. Jerry's reaction? Though Jerry hasn't publicly commented, his inner circle reportedly has mixed feelings. One mutual acquaintance allegedly told Heart and Home Daily that Jerry doesn't have hard feelings, but seeing Theresa move on so quickly, especially with someone from the franchise, might sting a little. Still, others insist Jerry has been dating quietly himself and wishes her nothing but happiness. The big question, are Gary Lovingston and Theresa Nist officially dating? The truth is, no one outside their closest friends can say for sure, but the mounting evidence is hard to ignore. 2 public sightings, subtle body language, a shared taste in wine, and the undeniable fact that both of them have been through heartbreak and still believe in second chances. Whether they're keeping it casual or building towards something serious, one thing is clear. They've found comfort in each other's company. And for fans of The Golden Bachelor, that's a love story worth watching. The ending, that's just the beginning. If history has taught Bachelor Nation anything, it's that love stories often take unexpected turns. Theresa may have entered America's living rooms as Jerry's bride-to-be, but perhaps her true happy ending lies in the quiet connection she's building with Gary Lovingston. Until they confirm or deny the rumors, fans will keep scanning Instagram for that next blurry photo, the one that proves this golden bombshell is real. Because, let's face it, sometimes the best love stories aren't scripted for TV. They unfold in the soft light of a Napa evening between two people who've already lived a lifetime and still have room for one more chapter.